Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great Memorial Day weekend. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I have downloaded anything to my channel. I've been busy doing a lot of other things and just not taking time to do this. We are getting ready right now for the Farm Club show in Osgood, which is our antique tractor and power show. My brothers and I are running the sawmill down there this year, just like we did last year. And we're going to try and do a couple of other things with that display. One of them is we've got an old buzz saw, or a circular saw, that we've pulled with a flat belt of the tractor, and we've used that to cut firewood with for years. And it hasn't really been used a lot in the past several years. When I was down there, I used it just about every fall, cutting wood. Cut a lot of wood with it. I was talking to my brother the other day. He said it needed a definite sharpening. So what he did, he took the blade off of it, which is what you got right here. This blade is probably, let's get a tape here and measure it real quick. But my guess is probably a good 30 inches. It runs 27, actually. That's pretty close. It's a 27-inch circular blade, and these teeth haven't been sharpened in a long time. This is almost a lost art on how to sharpen these. These teeth need to be sharpened 4 different ways. There is 2 sets of teeth. One angles one way, one set angles the other, and then on each side you have to sharpen each side. So this blade, you have to go around 4 times in order to get these teeth straight, or get them sharp. So that's what I'm doing here right now, getting this sharp so it'll cut wood. I've sharpened this blade many times in the past, and I've always had real good luck sharpening them. My guess is, and I know that what they've probably done, they tore out a bunch of fence, and in that fence, a lot of those old posts that Dad had set years ago were locusts, and they set in the ground for so long they get hard, they get just like steel. And that steel, that locust is hard on these teeth, but it needed a sharpening. Some of them were pretty bad, and I'm just getting started. There's probably 2 hours worth of work here. As far as putting set in them, which actually is, the set is the way the teeth are gapped. You want the teeth, if you look down it, you can see them going both directions, and that keeps from pinching the blade as you go through. The set looks pretty good on it, but you put set in them with a hammer. But anyway, we'll sharpen 3 or 4 here and kind of let you see what we're doing. Again, this is something that Stephen wasn't real sure on how to do. Dad has come to the point where he's just not able anymore. But Dad showed me how to do this years ago. And you just take a flat milling file and you just hold it at a certain angle, and it's all by hand, all by sight. But at the end of the day, now if I can move this without this phone kicking off, this little tip right here is what you want sharp. So you have to sharpen this side of the tooth and this side of the tooth, and each is a different angle. What I did to mimic how it would be on the tractor, I made a little bracket, put a big bolt on it, and I double nutted it, so that way I can fasten it to the workbench and kind of mimic it being on the tractor. I always kick the flat belt in gear and then use the resistance of the belt as a brake to keep the blade from turning while I was sharpening on it. And that's what I've done here. I've taken the nuts and tightened it down so it kind of gives it a brake effect, so the blade just doesn't want to freeze spin on me while I'm working on it. Yeah, it takes some time. I hope everybody's having a great Memorial Day weekend. I might also add, hey, remember what this day is all about. And I don't know how many of these videos are made up, set up, whatever, but I see so many videos of so many people have no idea what Memorial Day is all about. Folks, men have bled and died, and many came back from war mutilated and not able to live the kind of life that the rest of us are able to, and give up a lot, some gave all, for the freedoms that we have in this country today. From the freedom of being able to go from state to state, place to place, work where we want, do what we want, worship as we want. That's what this weekend is all about. Yes, it's fun to get together with family and friends. It's fun to do things like that. I went down to see Mom and Dad Saturday. Mother and I went to the cemetery, and I helped her do a couple things around the house. And we went to the cemetery and decorated the graves of the grandparents and kind of spruced things up a little bit. It's always interesting to go do that and to remember them, because it's because of them that we're here today. And I think that's the least we can do, is to remember not only our fallen comrades in the armed forces, but also our family as well. So I just want to give you a little update on what I'm doing here. And some of these teeth are pretty bad. Take a lot of filing. That's all right. I got all afternoon. And speaking of get-togethers, I have a rack of ribs on the charcoal grill right now. And I figured about 6 o'clock this evening, he'll be ready to come off of there, and I'm going to have me a feast. So anyway, that's what's up. Sorry I haven't had anything on there in a while. And yeah, I've had some stuff that would have probably been neat to post, but I just haven't had the inspiration to do it. I've just been so busy with everything else. So anyhow, y'all have a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in to Tinker and Bruce. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm just tinkering, doing what I like to do, sitting on my stool, sitting here listening to the neighbor kids play in the pool. They're having a good time, and smelling those ribs out there on the grill, and sitting here listening to the wisping of the file across this saw. Talk about steel. I bet this old saw blade's 75, 80 years old. That's when they made steel. Have a good afternoon, everybody, and we'll catch you down the road.